Instant news in the global village.
Good evening. This is the 5FM Radio Main News. The headlines. Zambia's national power deficit stands at 594 megawatts. ActionAid Zambia urges government to adopt alternative financing approaches to address the country's growing economic challenges. And at least 200 killed as Air India plane to London crashes moments after takeoff in Ahmedabad. This bulletin is also live on our YouTube channel, 5FM Radio Zambia. With the details, my name is Lance Sannie Banda. Minister of Energy Makoso Chikote has disclosed that Zambia has been importing an average of 200 megawatts of electricity in the last 6 months. The minister further disclosed that alongside the importation of electricity, the country has cut down 330 megawatts of exports from 520 megawatts in 2024. Mr. Chikote added that to date, the country is managing exports of 190 megawatts under existing agreements. Hence, they underscored the importance of the exports as they are crucial for maintaining regional energy stability and providing a critical and necessary financial lifeline to ZESCO. Delivering a ministerial statement on the situation on the floor of the National Assembly this afternoon, the minister also indicated the country's average electricity generation as of 30th May 2025 stands at 1,806 megawatts against the average national demand of 2,400 megawatts. The situation, he said, has resulted in a deficit of 594 megawatts of power.
Short-term measures that are put in place, Madam Speaker. In the short term, the government continues to take decisive steps to reduce the impact of the power deficit and stabilize electricity supply by implementing the following measures. A, power import. We are currently importing power from SAP to support our domestic generation. Over the last month, Zambia has been importing an average of 200 megawatts. Alongside, the country has clawed back 308 megawatts of export from 520 megawatts in 2024. To date, we are prudently managing exports of 190 under existing agreements. The exports are crucial for maintaining regional energy stability, providing and necessary financial lifeline.
And an item just received, Republican President Hakainde Hichilema will be addressing the nation on issues of national importance at 19 hours on ZNBC TV. ActionAid Zambia has urged the government to adopt alternative financing approaches to address the country's growing economic challenges. Speaking during the Financing for Development FFD dialogue with government stakeholders, ActionAid Zambia Country Director Fides Temba has stressed the importance of progressing tax reforms, curbing illicit financial flows, and enhancing gender responsive budgeting. She has also called for investment strategies that protect both people and the planet. Ms. Temba has emphasized that civic engagement and the accountable governance are crucial to the success of these reforms. She notes that, like many countries in the global south navigating a complex economic landscape, Zambia is facing significant challenges. These include shrinking aid, increasing debt obligations, climate induced crises such as El Nino driven energy shortages, and the pressures of austerity measures. Despite these challenges, Ms. Temba Temba has said the current moment presents an opportunity to rethink and localize Zambia's financing strategies in a bold and transformative way. Also, speaking at the event, Vale Banda, a representative of over 18 civil society organizations, CSOs, echoed the call for change. Ms. Banda has said that business as usual is no longer viable. Zambia must reject austerity, confront the unjust global financial order, and transform domestic systems to save all citizens, especially women, youth, and marginalized communities. The Ministry of Education has developed a national research and innovation strategy aimed at guiding and coordinating organized research conducted by institutions of higher learning across the country. Ministry Director for University Development, Mr. Amos Mumba, has emphasized the critical role universities play in national development through research and innovation. Mr. Mumba states that higher learning institutions are reservoirs of knowledge and have a vital responsibility to address societal challenges through research. Mr. Mumba has said that in 2024, Zambia experienced a severe drought and it was universities to take the lead in offering practical solutions through their cutting edge research to help the country respond to the crisis. He has further explained that the ministry hopes the strategy will pave the way for the creation of a national research fund. This fund would support researchers with innovative ideas by providing financial resources necessary for implementing their projects. In addition, Mr. Mumba has announced that the ministry has finalized the financing strategy for public universities, which will offer clear guidelines on how public higher institutions can achieve sustainable funding.
In 2024, we were able to finalize our new financing strategy for public investment. We finalized the strategy, and this year we'll make sure that we finish the processes of taking it to cabinet and get the approvals that we can begin the implementation. This strategy will guide us on how we can sustainably finance public investment. So we finalized this strategy, and for me, it was a good highlight because it was done through wide consultation.
The Zambia Development Agency, ZDA, with the support of the Lobito Corridor Project under the Ministry of Commerce, Trade and Industry, has announced that the trade mission and solo exhibition to Luanda, Angola, is scheduled to take place from 24th to 26th July 2025. The strategic initiative is aimed at strengthening trade ties between Zambia and Angola, capitalizing on existing bilateral trade agreements and key infrastructure developments such as the Lobito Corridor. In recent years, trade between the two nations has shown promising growth, with Zambia's exports to Angola reaching 8.46 million United States dollars. With the right platforms and engagements, this figure is poised to rise thanks to the proximity of the two countries and the enabling trade frameworks already in place. The trade mission will feature a solo exhibition by Zambian companies as well as pre-scheduled business-to-business meetings with potential Angolan importers, distributors, and business partners. Each participating company will be provided with an exhibition cubicle, including a table and chair, and access to an interpreter to facilitate effective communication. ZDA therefore invites Zambian companies from all sectors to seize this opportunity to explore and expand into the Angolan market. Interested companies are advised to ensure they confirm their participation by June 30, 2025, to enable the agency to coordinate B2B meetings in a timely and efficient manner. The mission is not only an opportunity to showcase Zambian products and services, but also for fostering long-term business relationships between the private sectors of both countries. The agency is targeting 50 export-ready Zambian companies to be part of the trade mission. This is contained in a press statement issued by Kwali Mfuni, Head of Communications and Public Relations at the Zambia Development Agency. Immediate past chairperson of the Parliamentary Caucus on the current chairperson of the Zambia Parliamentary Committee. Rather, let me read that again. Immediate past chairperson of the Parliamentary Caucus on TB and current chairperson of the Zambia Parliamentary Committee on Health, Christopher Kalila, says the civil society is key in pushing the health agenda of the country. Speaking in Lusaka when the Zambia Parliamentary Caucus on TB, accompanied by TB caucus members and members of parliaments from Malawi and Botswana, in meeting civil society organizations that focus on tuberculosis in Zambia, Dr. Kalila emphasized on the need to support CSOs in order to get positive results in the health sector. Zambia Parliamentary Caucus on TB, that is hosted at Sitam Plus, Zambia, is its secretariat has over 70 members of parliament as its members. Dr. Kalila says the role of CSOs in ending health challenges like TB and other related health concerns like HIV and malaria were huge. He says the country cannot continue losing people that can be treated and cured, hence the need to support those that work directly in that space if the fight against TB can be won. And members of the civil society in the TB space have expressed concern over low national budget towards the health sector, with funds towards TB fight being extremely insignificant. The CSOs, through advocates Julius Kuchiza, Nathan Lane, and Mumbangona, note with the withdrawal and reduction in funding to critical sectors at international level has made performance of most programs in communities to struggle. The CSOs are now calling for government and CSOs strengthened relations and need for domestic resource mobilization.
You must always remind us that look, for Zambia, this is what was agreed. So you will please follow up on this. You said you cut cases by this, you fund like this. As we can't, I mean, she can't question the minister of the, but she can tell us to remind. Same goes one, the targets which we have made. Same for Malawi. So it is us to follow up. So that's our part, including yourself. So that in Zambia, if all of us work together with civil society, our TV program managers, and our MPs, we can go a long way in impacting our TV programming.
Yeah, it's one of the least funded, but then otherwise we run into a risk of losing 12,000 according to the statistics Julius gave us every year.
Now, the business news.
5FM Radio Business News. We mean business. Keep you current in commerce, trade, and industry, local and global. It's our business to keep you informed about business.
The Lusaka City Council LCC has disclosed that in the first 5 months of 2025, a total of 721 street vendors were arrested for violating the laws. Out of these, 76 vendors appeared before the fast-track court and were subsequently fined. In a statement issued by LCC Public Relations Manager Chola Mwamba, says the council is concerned about the increasing disregard for the council guidelines and laws of Zambia by some residents, particularly street vendors. Despite efforts to sensitize them on the importance of operating within the designated areas, many have continued to flout the regulations. The local authority urges all residents to respect and adhere to the laws governing the city. LCC is committed to maintaining order and ensuring that Lusaka remains a safe and pleasant place for all its residents. Ms. Mwamba says the local authority will continue to work with law enforcement agencies to enforce the laws and regulations as they appeal to residents to cooperate with them in the endeavor.
About the increase in disregard for the council guidelines and the laws of Zambia by some residents, especially street vendors, despite efforts to sensitize them on the importance of operating within the designated areas. Many have continued to flaunt the regulations. In the first 5 months of 2025, a total of 721 street vendors were arrested for violating the laws. Out of these, 76 vendors appeared before the fast-track court and were subsequently fined.
Ends the business news.
5FM Radio Business News. We mean business. Keep you current in commerce, trade, and industry, local and global. It's our business to keep you informed about business.
And in foreign news, a London-bound Air India plane carrying 242 people crashed shortly after takeoff in Ahmedabad, Western India. The local police chief tells the BBC that 204 bodies have been recovered. It's not known how many of those victims were on the plane or was on the ground when the plane crashed. There were 169 Indian nationals, 53 Britons, 7 Portuguese nationals, and 1 Canadian on the flight, Air India says. And in sports news, the Football Association of Zambia FAS has appointed retired FIFA referee Stanley Hajiwa as new referees manager. FAS General Secretary Ruben Kamanga says Hajiwa will replace Derek Kafuli, who had been acting in that capacity from February 2024. Mr. Kamanga stated that the decision came after wide consultations with local and international stakeholders. The General Secretary has thanked the acting referees manager, Mr. Derek Kafuli, for handling the affairs of referees from February 2024 to date. He has assured Mr. Hajiwa of maximum support in his new role. And now the weather report.
Class Econ Roofing Africa. Class Econ Roofing, plot 17100 off Katanga Road, 150 meters from Mumbwa Road, Chinika Industrial Area, Lusaka. Class Econ Roofing. Class plus economy. Class Econ. Class Econ Roofing Africa. Class.
A strong and relatively moist airflow from the southeast is influencing most parts of Zambia, leading to windy, partly cloudy weather conditions with a slight drop in daytime temperature. Ends the weather report, and that item brings us to the end of the news. But before we go, a recap of the stories that made headlines. Minister of Energy Makozo Chikote has disclosed that Zambia has been importing an average of 200 megawatt of electricity in the last 6 months. ActionAid Zambia has urged the government to adopt alternative financing approaches to address the country's growing economic challenges. A London-bound Air India plane carrying 242 people crashed shortly after takeoff in Ahmedabad, Western India. For more news, follow us on Facebook and YouTube, 5FM Radio Zambia. On behalf of the entire news crew and the technical department, thank you for listening to the happy world of 5FM. Stay safe and stay tuned to 5FM Radio. My name is Lance Sannie. Enjoy the rest of the evening.